going to show you how to properly field dress a deer, how to quarter it and take it out of the woods so you don't have to drag it. Let's get started. First things first, get your deer tag out, properly validated by notching the month and day. I've just validated the tag and I've attached it to the antlers for now, so I don't lose the tag. But I will be attaching it to one of the hind legs, the same hind leg that I leave the evidence of sex. First thing is starting in the rear end of the deer. You'll start by cutting around the evidence of sex. When you get toward the belly, up through here, you want to make sure that you protect the rumen from the point of the knife. I'll show you what I do. When you get underneath the skin, you'll want to put the tip of your finger just ahead of the point of the knife. That way the point will not puncture the gut. Go through the skin layer first. You'll always cut from underneath. That way you're not cutting the hair, just the skin. Okay, now you get down to some of the organs down here. You have to be careful. See, here's the penis that I usually like to leave naturally attached. So I'm going to cut that off right there. That way I can remove the skin beyond. When you go in and puncture the belly, be very careful not to get into the rumen. Just remember, put your finger ahead of the point of the knife. That way you won't be cutting any of the gut. You can pull that out like that. Okay, so now you've got the rumen exposed. So what you've done is you've cut up to the diaphragm. Now you're at the sternum, right where the diaphragm is. So what you'll do from here, again, cut the skin all the way up, then take your knife and you should be able to cut right through the ribs with your knife like that, and that exposes the heart and lung and the diaphragm. Cut around the diaphragm. You can go all the way up with your knife through the neck, through the skin. Expose the trachea. Now you can cut the trachea. When you get down, a little bit of clearing down toward the heart and lungs. And you see grab that trachea, and you can pretty much pull once you remove the diaphragm. So that's all there is to that. Everything comes out. Now all you need to do is get toward the back. You've got the anus. Best to try to cut around the anus. Which is a kind of a tricky part. There are some attachments in there. There. So there, the guts are out. Everything is whole, the rumen is intact. There's a little bit of blood in there. I'll take the guts, throw them downhill. There are at least 5 good reasons to take the time to remove the entrails from a deer or an elk. Number 1, removing entrails quickly will rapidly cool the carcass to prevent souring of the meat. Number 2, the rapid removal of entrails will prevent E. coli bacteria from spreading through the body of the animal, which research has shown happens relatively quickly. Number 3, field dressing reduces the weight of an animal by about 30%, which helps when carrying an animal out whole. Number 4, field dressing a deer, when done properly, should not take more than about 10 minutes, so time should not be a factor. Number 5, field dressing followed by removing the fresh hide is the best way to quickly cool the animal and provide the best quality meat for the table. This technique can be used for gutting any big game animal. All you need is a hunting knife, and don't forget to wear blaze orange, because people have been shot bent over their animal gutting it. If a trophy head is to be preserved for taxidermy, the cut should not extend beyond the sternum. Also, remember, if you're going to remove the hide for taxidermy purposes, it's going to be different than what I showed here today. Okay, now that we've field dressed the deer, now we're going to remove some of the hair and the hide and quarter the animal. I like to do that in the field while the carcass is fresh. Okay, you'll note that I've got the evidence of sex attached here. Now you can go down what you want to do is follow the edge of the pelvis, cut the meat and the tendon, expose see the ball of the femur right there. So now you've got them opened up. Makes it easy to work with. Good to cut around the scent glands where they urinate on their legs during the rut. Get all that scent off of your meat. And cut down, cut the hide off the leg. There's a little bit of blood in the cavity. We should drain that, but you'll see the inner back straps here, those tenderloins. I'm going to cut those out along the back. those inner tenderloins and put them in a bag. Continue to cut the leg off the pelvis. Keep your knife close to the bone. Try not to leave too much meat on the bone. Remove the skin from the quarter. You'll want to leave the skin on the ground so it can act as a tablecloth so the leg doesn't get dirty. Feel where it's attached, right there. A lot of people prefer to drag their deer out. To me, that's a lot of work. So in a half hour or so, I can typically quarter out a deer. There, first quarter done. Now we'll put that someplace clean. Okay, now we continue to remove the hide to access the meat on the ribs as well as the back strap. I didn't make the best shot on this deer. I broke a front leg, so it's a little more messy than I like. So the lower part of the leg will not be any good, but the upper part will be. And of course there'll be some neck meat as well. Front quarter removed. Okay, the back straps run right along the rib. You can see the line right here. So you just cut along the ribs. Now the spine, right there, you can feel the spine along that tendon, and that's where you'll make your inside cut. And you can go all the way up here. The front part of the back strap is not as tender, but it can still be used for steak, or you can put it into your meat scraps. And I like to take the whole thing out, make my decisions on the table, on the cutting table. So there you go, there's your back strap. There's a nice deer back strap. I'll go in a bag. Same thing over here with the hind leg. Skin it. Always make sure your knife comes from underneath to reduce the amount of hair on the leg. There's a few hairs, but it shouldn't be anything real bad. Those can come off easily. Again, cut around the scent glands. Make sure you cut your hind leg all the way down. Get that hair off. Careful with the knife when you get in around your leg. That's one thing you don't want to have happen, is cutting yourself. Okay, move the hide from the back. Careful. Try to leave it intact. Act as a tablecloth if you can. A couple little nicks bound to happen on the hide. Continue to remove the hide on the back. Stretch the hide out for the leg. Cut along the bone. Again, try to stay as close to the bone as you can. Cutting as much meat off the bone as you can. Along the pelvis. Just about there. Okay, there's the hind quarter. Make for some nice steaks. Now I'll go find a place to cool this down. Okay, you can see that I've left the evidence of sex and attached the tag to the hind quarter. It's the largest portion of the meat that'll be coming out with me. Now I have to remove the lower legs to save a little bit of weight. That can be tricky. You want to make sure that you're cut below the second knuckle. You'll see it'll break there. Kind of like that. Same thing goes for that. Well, there's the pack. Just my day pack. I've got the two hind quarters on the outside, front quarters, and the back straps and scrap meat on the inside. Got all my gear. Transferred the tag to the hind quarter. I think we're ready to pack the mile back to the truck. I hope you learned a little bit today, and good luck on your hunts.